Let us discuss the next question. This is from 2015. The fundamental objective of the Panchayat Raj system is to ensure which among the following: people's participation in the development, political accountability, democratic decentralization, financial mobilization. Select the correct answer using the code given below. This is again a repeated theme. We have a similar question in 2017. So that is why whenever we have a repeated theme, I've put it there so that you understand what becomes more important and what questions are being continuously tested in the exam. Now let us look at each of the statements and see whether it is a fundamental objective of the Panchayat Raj system. The key word here is the fundamental objective. That is the basic objective, the main purpose. If you don't read this keyword properly, you might end up taking all are correct because everything seems like it is related to panchayats. So it's very important to underline the keyword. When you're reading the question, underline the keyword and try to look at the question from the keyword's perspective. Now let us take each of the statement and look whether it is the fundamental objective of the Panchayat Raj system. People's participation in the development. Now in the Panchayat Raj system, what happens? Very quickly, the local people will elect the local representatives who will govern their local issues. So it is by the local people, for the local people, to the local people. So ultimately it is leading to the people's participation in the development, because only the local people know the local issues and they will be able to better address that than the outsiders. So definitely it leads to the people's participation in the development at the grassroots levels. Political accountability. Now, what is political accountability? Political accountability is when the people are keeping the elected representatives accountable for their actions. To give an example, if I voted for an MLA, if the MLA doesn't work according to the wishes of the people, so ultimately in the next election, people won't vote for that MLA. So he has been kept accountable for his actions. So that is political accountability. Is the main purpose of Panchayat Raj system to have political accountability? Political accountability is needed not just in Panchayat, but wherever there are representatives, wherever there are politicians, we need them accountable. So at the grassroots levels, at the MLA level, at the MP level, we need all of them accountable, not just at the Panchayat level. So this statement becomes wrong. Democratic decentralization. Again, what is democratic decentralization? Decentralization is giving the powers to the lower level. Giving off the power from the higher level, sharing the powers to the lower level is decentralization in management. So when we say democratic decentralization, we are giving the powers which are related to the democracy. So in this case, to the grassroots levels. So ultimately, when we are giving power to the people to elect their own representatives, to solve their own issues, it is leading to democratic decentralization. So this statement is correct. Financial mobilization. Financial mobilization is you're trying to raise funds. So when we look at from the government's perspective, how will the government raise funds? It is through taxes. If it is a company, they'll go for a issue in the market through the IPO, or they'll go for debt issue and they'll raise the funds. But here we are looking from the government's perspective. For a government, what is financial mobilization? It can only raise funds to the taxes and other revenues. So is the main purpose of a Panchayat Raj system levying taxes from the people? The panchayats definitely do levy some local taxes, but was the main purpose to levy taxes? Is it why the panchayat instituted in the first place? No, that is not the fundamental objective. Once the panchayat is established, after that, to govern the panchayat, we need funds, functionaries, everything. So in that scenario, the funds will come into picture. So this is more of an implication of having panchayats rather than the basic objective of the panchayats. So this is again wrong. So which of the following statements are correct? 1 is correct, 3 is correct. So 1 and 3, that is C is the correct answer. Now let us look at the solution in depth. Local self-government is the management of the local bodies and the local affairs by the local people. Like I said, it is by the local people, for the local people, to the local people. And the two basic principles of the local self-government is the decentralization and the grassroots empowerment. And by democratic decentralization, ultimately what happens? It gives more power to the people and more decision-making authority to people and the local communities. And we already discussed political authority when the leaders have to justify their actions and the people keep them accountable for their actions. And if they fail to keep their promises, people will outvote them and they won't be coming to power in the next term. So political accountability, it's a necessary not just in a local level, but whenever there is representation, everywhere there is need for accountability. So it is not just applied to panchayats. And financial mobilization, the main purpose of the panchayats, like I said, is not raising taxes. The taxes are an implication. To run the panchayat, we need funds. So they become an implication, the effect of it, but it is not the main purpose. So that is why ultimately option C is the correct answer. The main purpose is people's participation in the development and the democratic decentralization, whereas political accountability is needed at all levels and the financial mobilization is an implication. So answer is 1 and 3. Thank you.